Today we'll be discussing the movie MadS. The film opens with Roman, a young man, visiting a drug dealer to buy drugs for his birthday party. He accidentally drops a lit cigarette in his car and, realizing his mistake, quickly pulls over to extinguish it. While he's outside the car, a strange girl with bandaged head wounds suddenly gets in. She's disheveled, as if she's escaped from a lab or hospital, and is clearly terrified. Roman asks what's wrong, but she's unable to speak and simply cries. He tries calling emergency services, but the girl becomes even more agitated at the mention of the police. Roman decides to drive her somewhere safe, even though he doesn't know where to take her and she can't communicate. As they drive, the girl pulls out a recorder. On it, commandos are heard discussing an escaped subject of an experiment, a 25-year-old female they refer to as Sia 39. The girl tries to indicate that they're talking about her, implying she was part of the experiment. Roman, understandably confused, doesn't understand. Suddenly, the girl begins behaving erratically, hitting her head against the car and making strange gestures. She also has a knife and starts stabbing herself. Roman tries to stop her, but she's uncontrollable. She collapses, smearing blood on Roman, and then dies. Roman is horrified. He can't believe this has happened on his birthday and is overwhelmed with panic. He tries to revive her, but it's too late. He manages to drive the car to his garage, avoiding being seen. He checks the girl again, but she's still dead. His panic intensifies, as he's covered in blood and has a corpse in his car. He's also supposed to be having a party. He decides to take a shower to clean himself up. While showering, he berates himself, thinking that if he hadn't stopped the car, none of this would have happened. Roman's father called, asking if the car was all right, emphasizing his deep attachment to it. This explains Roman's immediate reaction to the dropped cigarette. After checking the car, Roman discovered the girl was gone. This meant she hadn't died, but had likely only fainted from her injuries. It was remarkable that she had the strength to get up and leave in her condition. Roman, wondering how she managed this, began searching for her. Someone then arrived at the door, his friend Anna. It was Roman's birthday, and Anna wanted to spend time with him. Roman, however, was preoccupied and nervous. He brushed Anna off and resumed his search. Anna went outside to smoke. Feeling dismissed, she told Roman she'd come to take him to his party, expressing her hurt at his behavior. Suspecting something was wrong, she questioned him. Roman gave her a vague explanation and sent her away. Other friends arrived to pick him up, but he declined, claiming to be unwell. He went back inside and checked the CCTV footage, but the girl was nowhere to be seen. He then went outside, where his friends were still waiting. Feeling uneasy and still thinking about the girl, he decided to join them. Anna remained confused by his behavior. His friends asked what was wrong, but he didn't answer. He went into a room, and Anna went to the bathroom with another friend. When they returned, Roman was with that friend, seemingly flirting with her, which upset Anna. The friend noticed Roman's unusually bright eyes, making her uneasy. She mentioned this to Roman, who then looked at his reflection in a mirror and began shaking his head violently. He then received another call from his father, who reported that the house alarm had gone off and someone had been seen on the security cameras. His father, away from home, urged Roman to check the house immediately. As Roman left, his unusually bright eyes were again noticeable, suggesting something was amiss. At the party, he abruptly forced two people to dance. He then became enraged and punched one of his friends in the stomach. Anna's friend intervened and stopped the fight, but Roman then tragically killed her. He then rode his bicycle home. Upon disarming the alarm, he received another call from his father, asking if anything had been stolen. Roman replied that nothing was missing, but his father responded with an awkward laugh. Roman hung up and went inside, where he found the recorder the girl had used in the lab. The recording was still playing. Roman followed traces of blood to the bar, where he found the girl still stabbing herself. He quickly grabbed the knife and threw it away. He began to panic again. The girl then pulled out a device that seemed to affect Roman's senses, making him feel disoriented. He tried to escape, but then saw the commandos who had experimented on her, looking for her outside the window. He realized someone else was in the house and sensed imminent danger. Roman fled, suddenly exhibiting erratic behavior, laughing loudly, then sitting on the road and cutting himself, licking the ground, and walking in the opposite direction. The commandos pursued him. Meanwhile, Anna called Roman, but the person who answered was one of the commandos. Anna, unaware, continued the conversation, mentioning that they had killed a boy and broken his neck, questioning the excessive force used. The commandos asked for her location, which she revealed. She then took a taxi, but her behavior also began to change, mimicking Roman's neck shaking from earlier, indicating she was also affected. Anna called her friend, expressing concern about the strange things happening to her. Suddenly, the call ended abruptly with Anna crying. The taxi driver got out of the car and confronted someone following them, only to be killed. Terrified, Anna took over driving. She eventually stopped the taxi and started walking erratically, similar to Roman, while the commandos continued to pursue her, shooting at her. She ran into a lab and sought help, then went to a bathroom and stared awkwardly into the mirror. She began crying, then received a call from her friend, who urged her to meet at the station where he had a bike for their escape. The commandos arrived at the lab, shooting and killing everyone there. Anna jumped out a window and headed to the meeting point. Her eyes were now shining, and she began acting erratically. On the way, she attacked a girl, injuring her and smearing her blood on herself. She then stole a boy's bicycle. The boy ran away, but she killed him and threw him into a pond, saying, "I'm sorry, I didn't do this intentionally. I don't know what's happening to me, I'm being forced to do these things." Sirens wailed throughout the city, signaling widespread chaos. Anna reached her friend, whose condition prompted him to quickly put her on the bike. However, she began smearing her blood on him, causing him to fall off. He saw Anna behaving like an animal and ran away. He then received a call from his mother, who reported strange events in the city and that her wheelchair was stuck. Anna, now moving with incredible speed, as if she were on a bike, pursued her friend. He reached his building and entered the elevator, but it stopped midway, causing him to panic. She then heard Anna's voice outside, along with the screams of people being killed in the building. A commando's voice could also be heard, explaining that a virus infection had spread throughout the city. He said that only those unaffected could be saved. The elevator started again, and she reached her floor. However, she found Anna eating a wax figure, her own head having seemingly disappeared. A masked commando then appeared. He grabbed Anna's friend and checked her eyes for signs of infection. Finding her unaffected at that moment, the commando removed her mask, revealing herself to be a woman. She ordered Anna's friend to stay put and moved to kill Anna. However, Anna attacked her. The commando then shot Anna multiple times in the head, further mutilating her. However, Anna's blood splattered onto the commando's legs, infecting her. This confirmed that the virus could spread through contact with infected blood. This virus was highly contagious and transformed infected individuals into dangerous beings. Anna's friend realized she had come into contact with Roman and had Anna's blood on her, meaning she was likely also infected. However, she didn't tell the commando, as she didn't fully understand what was happening. The commando advised her to stay in the dark, as the infected were drawn to light. She gave her a gun and told her to escape, warning that she herself might become infected and pose a threat. The commando then turned away and shot herself, understanding the devastating consequences of the virus. This revealed why the commandos were killing the infected, to prevent the virus from spreading and causing widespread chaos. However, the virus had already spread. Anna's friend began showing signs of infection, laughing maniacally. The sounds of chaos echoed throughout the city. It became clear that the first girl, the experiment subject CY39, was the origin of the outbreak. She first infected Roman by transferring her blood to him. Through him and his subsequent contact with others, the virus spread to his friends and then throughout the city. She had designed her subject so that her blood would grant others superhuman speed and strength, similar to her own. However, this came with a terrible side effect. While they gained power, an adverse reaction made them extremely dangerous. They became compelled to bite themselves and others. Because this effect had spread widely, it would be incredibly difficult, if not impossible, to contain. It's possible the commandos had no solution to stop the viral infection. What do you think about this? This is how the film ends.